Hello, Hollywood Times viewers. Judy Shields here. Today, we are so excited to welcome Kat Kramer, who is a former Miss Golden Globe ambassador, animal rights advocate, the founder of Kat Kramer's films that changed the world, and boy, do they, and an actress. Hi, Kat. How are you doing today?
Hi, how are you? Great to see you.
It's so good to see you. I love your blouse.
Thank you. I'm
It's
trying to match the backdrop a bit. My logo, Kat Kramer's Films That Changed the World. And it's an interesting time because I'm also launching Sheroes for Change festival and podcast officially. I was supposed to have already launched the whole thing, but the strikes got in the way, and then I wanted to continue Kat Kramer's Films That Changed the World on its own because Sheroes for Change is an outreach festival and program from Kat Kramer's Films That Changed the World. So I got very busy with films that have universal appeal and a universal message. Not that Sheroes doesn't, but as you know, Sheroes is focused primarily on female empowerment, female equality, female filmmakers, intergenerational stories, female empowerment themes, and Kat Kramer's Films That Changed the World is many issues, not just female empowerment. So I'm really excited about this upcoming one. And I have to say, it's the one that I promised the filmmakers I was going to be doing because it was actually completed during the pandemic. And I said, I'm going to be doing this one as my next installment. But it didn't quite turn out that way because of logistics, because they don't live in California and they have to fly in, and they were working on other projects, and COVID continued on. So I'm finally doing this amazing wildlife documentary, Walking Thunder, Ode to the African Elephant, on August 15th of 2025. So it's been a long time in the making, and it took them 20 years to from start to fruition to complete it, if you can believe that.
It's hard to
So it
believe.
says 10 years filming it all together, but 20 years in formation.
It,
Isn't that incredible?
Yeah, like I said, I thought 10 was amazing, but 20 years, and it was such an amazing film. I was honored to be able to watch some of it. I love elephants, and they've always been. I'm very fascinated. I met you for the first time back in 2018 at Love and Bananas, an elephant
That's
story,
right.
and
Yes. Yeah.
and
Wasn't
that was
that
at
incredible
Sony's.
too?
Oh, and that movie
Yeah.
changed my life as far as elephants. I told my kids, we're never going to the circus. You're never going to ride an elephant. I was horrified when I left that, but it was just, and I still support I can't pronounce a woman's name who has her sanctuary.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah.
Lex,
Like
yes,
Shayla. Yes.
yes.
Yeah.
Oh, she's
Yeah, that
amazing.
was a female empowerment. That's kind of when I started the Sheroes for Change theme, and now it's
Okay.
becoming its own entity because that was Ashley Bell, great female
Yeah.
actress,
Oh,
director. That was her directorial debut. And Lek is a woman
oh.
with the Sanctuary, Thailand, and then the elephant was female.
Mhm.
I think the elephant was Lulu, but I don't want to.
I believe so.
I've seen the movie so many times that I
Yes.
just should remember. But Judy, that the amazing thing is this will be the third elephant film that I presented for Kat Kramer's Films That Changed the World. The first elephant movie was actually the second wildlife film because I had the Cove for my second installment. And then I had for the third Elephants and Man, A Litany of Tragedy, which was really focused on more than the others, the way elephants are mistreated and the cruelty that
Ugh.
the way they're treated in the zoos and the
Yeah.
circuses. And that movie was also the reason that we chose that for the world premiere for the third installment was because that was when we were trying to, as a movement, we had the Free Billy campaign to free Billy, the lone Asian elephant from the LA Zoo. And
Yes.
now we're still trying to free Billy and Tina, and they actually ended up going to another zoo prison in Oklahoma, and we're still
Oh,
trying to get them to Paw Sanctuary. And I have Catherine Doyle, um, affiliated with Paws, major, very knowledgeable expert. She's going to be on the panel. That hasn't been announced yet because I'm trying to keep
wow.
the panel We have the filmmakers, there'll be some special guests, but she's a very special guest.
Oh,
And so this will be the third one. And that was the one that Lily Tomlin, the first one she uh, co-hosted with me and also participated and spoke and was on the panel. And
wow.
because of her, Cher came. And so that was the one that really, I think,
Mm,
focused the what I'm trying to do with films that change the world,
yeah.
made it a real entity. And I decided, though, as much as I'm a wildlife advocate, an activist, and animal rights activist, that there were so many other issues too that I needed to address that filmmakers would come to me and say, "Would you present my film?"
Oh,
And
nice.
so I expanded the issues, but it really started to be mostly focused on female empowerment and wildlife advocacy and animal rights. But
Yeah.
I'm so happy that that this film that I've waited since it was completed, and Wendy Blackstone does the score. I mean, there's amazing artists that worked on it, and it's Walking Thunder, Ode to the African Elephant, filmed on location in East Africa and Kenya and
Yes.
Tanzania, and I really, agree that it has to be seen on the big screen.
Hmm.
So that's why the premiere is going to be so amazing. And it's going to be playing at the Laemmle Royal for a whole week for awards consideration. So after the premiere, for those who can't make it on the 15th, there are a limited number of tickets for the public. It is invitation only, but there will be tickets for purchase for whatever
Oh,
we can fit in. And then they can see it any time after that. It's playing there 3 times a day until the 21st.
oh, great
So,
information.
we have people flying in for the premiere,
Oh,
besides the
I've got to
filmmaker.
go.
Yes, yeah, I want to see you there.
Yes, definitely. It was, like I said, I've seen several documentaries about elephants, but this one was such an amazing one because, you have the couple that have a child, and yet I'm watching it being so fearful, being a mother and a grandmother, thinking, man, this is something that they have this child out there and how he's grown up, but yet to see it from his eyes and his voice changes the whole concept of that movie. It just makes you just stop and listen and pay attention because of his voice and what he does as the narrator of this film, you know?
You're right, and he grew up during the making of it, and he's coming to the premiere, and he's an adult
Oh,
now, starting college.
no.
So people will get a chance to see him as a little boy,
Oh,
and knowing,
goosebumps.
when you see the film in its entirety, he's becomes like the voice of what adults should be.
Hmm.
He's the one that says, you don't need ivory to decorate your house. Living is what's important. You don't need to kill the elephants. And the
Yeah.
fact that adults can't get that message, but a kid can, is what really drives the not only the narrative, but the message home. It has so many themes in it too, and a lot of
Yeah.
other wildlife, but the
Yes.
focus is on the elephant. And the
Yes.
natives have their own, they talk to the elephants. They literally they know that elephants understand their language, and I'm sure they understand all of our languages. So it really shows how humans and wildlife coexist and how without them we don't have anything. We'll
Yeah.
go extinct. And
It's
we've already lost so many to
so many.
poaching and the climate and
Ah,
population growth. So this movie really brings that message home without preaching. That's what's so beautiful about
yes.
it.
And it's one that, folks, if you love animals and especially elephants, you cannot miss this film. It's a must see for
It is.
everyone. You could talk about it for days with your family. I mean, share it with your kids, bring them out. It's really an amazing movie. I can't wait to see it on the big screen where it belongs.
And 20 years in the making, just the
Oh,
whole, and I'm going to be asking about that on the panel,
great.
for Inception, and then over 10 years just to film it on location there.
Yeah.
And they're award-winning filmmakers and also wildlife photographers. So
Yeah.
you get the best of both, right? But
Yeah.
it's so much, that Lysander as a little boy is able to connect with the elephants, close up, not and certainly not going to a zoo or a circus, but right
Yes.
there in the wild in their natural habitat.
Yeah.
That's what I hope. I hope kids see the film. I hope, you know, young parents that have little
Yes.
kids or just, teenagers. It's for all ages, but it's not just for adults to look at and say, oh,
Yeah.
we have to, you know, make sure our kids have this philosophy. I mean, the young people themselves need to see it
Yeah. Oh,
and live within it and experience the journey because you do see it through his eyes.
oh yeah. That's what makes it so, it's so heartfelt, and you pay attention. You really pay attention to this
Yes.
film, more so about it. They were brilliant to do it that way because it's amazing. Yeah.
It really makes you want to go there and go on a safari and be among the wildlife and live that existence.
Yeah. And
And
then
they have an amazing book. I think Cyril Christo that he's going to bring. Well, they're all coming, but he's going to have some of the books with him. That Jane Goodall not only
yeah.
supports the film and gave a quote, but she writes the foreword to one of the books. And the movie and their work has had such a incredible, attention from voices that really make a difference.
Yeah, it's gonna be special. That's for sure. You're lucky number 13.
Yes, yes.
That's so
And
cool.
also on the subject of family things and families, I should bring up the Turnover, the family feel good uh, underdog movie that I'm not only co-star in but also co-produced. Has been re-released on Tubi TV. It's going to other platforms, but it's on Tubi TV now. It was re-released again with a new distributor and a slightly different edit. It's basically the same, but I think it's Linda Palmer is such an amazing director and who co-wrote it and co-produced, and it was mostly a female crew.
Oh,
This film is also about inclusion and diversity, and we wanted to introduce it to a new generation. And it's for people that haven't seen it, you can check it out. For those who have seen it, watch it again. It'll be going to other platforms, but you can see it for free on Tubi TV.
and what's the name of this one?
It's called Turnover,
The
and it's about
Turnover.
just turnover. It's a double meaning of I'll say turnover in a restaurant and turn over the food.
The
And it's a
pastry.
little bit like the bear. It has like the pastry, right?
Yeah.
So it's a foodie film. It's about diversity and inclusion and community and love. I kind of play the villainous role, but I don't want to
Give it away.
talk too much about Fran character, right? Just watch the film. I will say that I was it's won multiple awards. It's a real popular movie on the indie circuit, and audiences love it because it's family friendly. And I did win Best Supporting Actress at the Love International Film Festival for the role of Fran, which she's integral to the story, but it's as close to a villainess as you can get in a family movie, I guess is
Yeah.
the best way. But I think a lot of people, I hope, can relate to the movie.
Oh, that'd be
And
great.
yeah, we have Down syndrome actors, Jamie Brewer from American Horror Story, and Blair
Oh,
Williamson, and deaf talent in the film. And I advocate for the disabilities community, so it
yeah.
was important to also have a. I was lucky that Linda allowed me the freedom to be able to cast a lot of the actors that played
Oh,
roles in the film, including Raquel McPeak, who's a marvelous deaf actress and plays a role in the movie. And I've always stressed authentic casting. So as much as an actor may want to play a role that's, has a disability, I feel as long as the actor can do the role
yeah.
and that they're up to the task, it's better to actually have a disabled actor playing a character with a disability.
Yeah. Which is true.
I've
I'm
always
glad
loved
to see
that.
that out there more and more now, you
Yeah, and
know.
also just to have inclusive casting,
Yes.
and cast actors with disabilities, whether the role calls for it or not, just to have that representation.
And what other projects are you currently working on too, besides
A
promoting this
lot,
wonderful movie?
yeah. A lot of things are being kept under wraps, but I have a lot of film projects in development, live theatrical events. There's just a lot. I don't want to go into too many details. I have the music projects.
Nice.
Um, I'll just say a couple things. I'm keeping it all under wraps at Palm Springs.
Oh,
It's
okay.
important. Yeah. So
Very
hopefully
good.
that'll go away soon. Yeah. There's a lot of great things happening there
Cool.
all
So
the
we
time,
have
but new
we'll have
things
you back
coming.
several times, it sounds like, to talk about
Yes,
up
yes.
and coming things when they get closer and you can announce it. We
For
want to hear
sure.
it right
Yeah.
here in the Hollywood
Yeah. Yeah,
Times.
right when I can announce it, you'll be the first to know here. Yeah,
Awesome. We love
definitely.
it. And we want to cover whatever we can for you because we love supporting everything that you do here at the Hollywood Times.
Oh, thank you. Well, I'm trying to launch Heroes for Change at the same time as these other
Goodness.
projects, and just a lot. I'm sure when we finish this conversation, I'll remember, oh, I should have mentioned that.
Well, that's
But
okay. What about social media? How can our viewers find you? Everything about you.
I have two different websites,
Okay.
KatharineKramer.com, and it's KATHARINE, like my godmother was Katharine Hepburn, so named for her. KatharineKramer.com, and then Kat Kramer's Films That Changed the World.com. And I'm building some other websites on these other projects, or they're somehow going to connect to the K&K Productions Inc. Website that's in the works. And Whale Song, I'll just say, is a film I really believe in that I'm working on that's connected to this film, some of the same
Oh,
filmmakers, and yeah, Cyril
nice.
Christo. And so that I can talk about because I believe there's a website online. You can check it out, or it'll just pop up. It's called Whale Song, and it's a
Okay.
whale themed, again, connects to humans and wildlife coexisting. So that
Ah,
I can just say a little bit about.
okay, great. Well, yeah, we'll put all
Yeah.
your links up for social media and also for the movie, Walking Thunder. I mean, what a great name for that too, Walking Thunder, because I can't
Yeah,
imagine
an
what
ode
it's
to
like to
the
be around
African
them.
elephant. Yeah.
Yes.
For
Such a
sure.
beautiful elephant, the
Yeah.
African elephants. So, yeah, that's
Yes.
amazing. So, when did you come up with the name Kat Kramer's Films That Changed the World?
Well, I started it in 2009, and it was originally films that changed the world, past tense, because the
Yes.
first film I presented was Yentl, Barbara Streisand's
Oh,
masterpiece. And that's what I say about female empowerment. That
yeah.
was a movie that my father and I loved watching, and, she's always been a role model. And the first woman to direct, write, even though she used a different name because she didn't want to you
Yeah.
know, take on the boys club. But she wrote it, directed it, produced, sang, starred in it,
Oh
did
my
this,
goodness.
help with the score. Well, the
Wow.
Bergmans, sadly, Alan Bergman just passed away, and so did Marilyn Bergman, his wife, shortly before, a couple of years ago. And they won Oscars for the score for the songs with Michel Legrand. But, I've always felt that Barbara was still overlooked. She should have had the Oscar for that as well. And I just really thought that the film had a lot to say about female empowerment. So we had the Stanley Kramer Theater at Sunset Gower Studios, and I just decided I want to program Yentl there. It was the 25th anniversary. It was coming out on DVD in
Wow.
2009. And
Wow.
I just decided to start as an experiment films that changed the world, but it had to have my name on it because I found out there already was a films that changed the world that had already started. So they said you have to rebrand the title. So it became Kat Kramer's Films That Changed the World. And then
Yes.
after the second one of The Cove, I decided, well, Yentl changed the world, but I'm also showing current films. And The Cove was again about, it won the Oscar, but about slaughtering the dolphins in Taiji, Japan, and
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
much connected to a film that my father made, Bless the Beasts and Children, the first animal rights film that was also about gun control, but that was about slaughtering the buffalo
Mm.
in Arizona. And then that movie outruled that law. So The Cove did make change. And we even shut down. I went with the filmmakers to the Hump restaurant to film. They didn't know that we were doing it, but they went and filmed a sting operation of them serving whale meat. And
Oh,
then when that got announced, they had to shut the restaurant down. So we were all protesting on, CNN and on the news
yeah.
right after they won the Oscar. But they used my screening of The Cove to later they left the screening to do the sting operation. So I decided, hey, I can also do call to action. People are motivated to make change when they come to these screenings. So I don't think it's a past tense theme. It should be current. So it became Kat Kramer's films that change. So what's
Oh,
happening
yeah.
now, change the world. So that's how that started. But I did always feel that my father was looking over me, and because I was not screening his movies, and they're primarily documentaries that I present, except for Yentl and Bhopal, A Prayer for Rain. I've always felt that he was instrumental in guiding me, because they would always, every time I would decide to do a film, to present one, it would take a life of its own without me really doing anything. It kind of, things would just fall into line.
Yeah.
And it is a lot of work. It's a big sacrifice. Dropping my acting and singing career when I do this, I can only work on these because I'm basically producing the events. I'm not just
Oh, got it. Yeah.
presenting them. I'm also hosting, moderating, curating,
Yeah.
producing. So it becomes like a little mini, they're basically events.
Yes.
And also, call to action, and being an activist, that's another layer, adds another layer to it. So I've just always felt that it was a calling. And
Oh,
um uh, I don't want to ever stop. That's the thing. Kat Kramer's films that changed the world is, how do I say, like the mothership for
that's,
everything else I do comes off of that.
yeah, it's
But I'll
great.
be going nonprofit with it pretty soon. It's been a production entity, but I'll be going nonprofit, which I really feel
Wonderful.
it's time for.
Congratulations.
And I'm also the COO of another nonprofit, Forget Me Not Juanita Moore Productions,
Oh, okay.
named after the great actress, the late Juanita Moore. And how that started was my father, Stanley Kramer. And again, I just feel like I'm following in my own small way, following in his footsteps by presenting films of social change and trying to make my own too. But
Yeah.
it's a daunting task to carry on that legacy
Mm.
and do my best in my own way to keep that going. Um, I was he got the first star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. A lot of people don't know that
Hey,
when they started the new walk in 1960, it was March of 1960, Stanley
oh,
Kramer had the first completed star. And so I've
oh,
always been passionate about making sure deserving individuals got their stars. He also has one in Palm Springs,
oh my
a
goodness.
posthumous star.
Yeah.
And so with Juanita, her nephew approached me at Los Angeles Women's Theater Festival, because I'm on the advisory board, and we were honoring Juanita with the Infinity Award, which is a posthumous award that we have at the gala every year. And he said, it was her dying wish to get a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and if anyone here can help me. And I raised my hand. I went up to him afterwards. I said, I'm your girl. I'll do this. I've
Oh,
never nominated a posthumous star before, but I definitely want to make this happen. And I found out that she had done two films for my father, which I didn't know that she had done, because they were small roles. I think she did this as a favor to him, because it
oh.
was, you know, post Imitation of Life, where she'd been nominated for Best Supporting Actress. So we did nominate her, and she was accepted by the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce. And it's so hard to get accepted for any kind of star. And they only give like usually only one, maybe two posthumous stars in a year, but she was selected. And so we had to start the nonprofit. But I established that with her family. And then I brought my mom on to be the chairman of the board. And it's also to get stars for other deserving, basically Black entertainers,
Yeah.
performers that are deserving, and also make documentaries or films about them to keep their legacies alive. So that's a whole other entity that I'm working on, that's a nonprofit.
So do
So
you get to
yes,
sleep?
definitely. I don't. I
Well,
can't wait to announce these other things, Judy. I feel like I have
I'm
to keep
excited
things under
too.
wraps. And
Yes.
but definitely Palm Springs is an important my home away from home, and I'll be spending more time there. And
Oh, nice.
Um, I'm excited about, well, I'll say I'm excited about the Palm Springs Plaza Theater that's opening later this year. And
Oh,
that's going to be an incredible location.
oh,
So
great.
that
Well,
I can
Valerie and I will
reveal.
cover that one.
Yes, for sure. Yeah.
She's got a place out there, and I'm going this
Yeah,
weekend
yeah.
just to hang out to get
Oh, wow.
113-degree weather.
It was
But
like 100 and wasn't it like 100 and past, it was over 115, wasn't
yeah, it
it?
was. I think this weekend's only 113.
Oh, okay.
That's why I say
I
only.
was just there. I was just there a couple months ago and I think it was only 106, but
Yeah,
it felt like it was 115.
yeah. So it's like, okay, well, just be in
But
the pool a lot.
but my dad had a house there and
Oh,
my sister and I grew up, we used to
out
always
there.
go with my mom and him every weekend and
Oh,
besides having the Palm Springs International Comedy Festival
yes.
and his posthumous star, we had a Stanley Kramer Film Festival too for his centennial in 2013, which we're hoping to reestablish.
Oh, that'd be
That's
wonderful.
another long-term goal besides some other goodies that I have percolating that definitely I'll
Oh,
let you know.
sounds good. We look forward to it. We thank you for talking with us today at the Hollywood Times. This
Absolutely.
interview will go up on our official YouTube channel, Hollywood Times Official, so
Yes,
we'll get
yeah.
that up for you.
And it's the lucky 13th installment called Walking Thunder. And I'll just recap that it's the first time I've ever done two different films for an installment. And I back in April at the Laemmle Monica, I had presented the kickoff for the 13th installment, a documentary called Far Out: Life
Oh,
on and After the Commune by Charles Light. And it features Harvey Wasserman. It's a great movie that we hope to get out there too. And that was completely sold out. It's been selling out around the country and back in Vermont and back east where the locations take place in the documentary. And
yeah.
it's about the communes that started in New England and the anti-nuke movement in the 60s and 70s. And Bonnie Raitt, Jackson Brown, Graham Nash, they give a the movie shows a concert that they did. But I don't want to give too much away. You
Okay.
have to see. It's very, very powerful, and it's also environmentally focused, as Walking Thunder is.
Yes.
So I've had two 13th installments. This will be the final one, also at the Laemmle Royal.
Sounds
Yeah, I
good.
love Greg Laemmle and the fact that the Laemmle theaters support independent film.
Yes, they had that documentary they did a few years back, remember?
Yes.
That they had that about the family, and that was amazing to be able to be there to cover that as well that they did.
Oh,
Because
wow. Yeah,
yeah, I think it
definitely.
was Raphael Savage I think he directed it, I think. Raphael, you know Raphael, right? Savage.
Yes, yes.
Yes, he's dear to my heart. So yeah,
Oh,
and I love that they are saving that. I can't imagine because we have one in a city called Claremont, out where I live, and I like to
yes,
go
yes. That's
there.
a really good Laemmle. Yeah, that's a great
Yes,
one.
that's my favorite. So that's where I hang out.
And I
So
also moderated like three. I'll just get this in. I did the Laemmle Theater or the Laemmle Cinemas for a whole weekend. I moderated like a panel for the opening of Far Out at the Laemmle Encino, the town center, which
yeah.
is near me, and then this amazing documentary about Janice Ian called Breaking Silence, and
Oh,
the filmmaker Varda Barkar, who's incredible. So I got chosen by her and the distributor to moderate that, which is actually a Shiros for Change, but I didn't do a full-on presentation. It was just moderating at the Laemmle in Glendale. So and then coming to the Laemmle Monica and doing the whole thing for Far Out on the closing night. I had a chance to do the Laemmle circuit, I guess you could say, all in
yeah.
one weekend.
Oh, busy
Yeah.
woman. Well,
Yeah.
you
It's a
look
joy, though. I'm glad to
wonderful.
do it.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Thanks. I hope to see you.
I
Please
will definitely be
come.
there. I
Yeah,
will
yeah.
definitely be there
Okay.
Friday. So
That'd be
it'll be great.
fantastic.
And we'll be able to write about that, our coverage of being there.
Yeah.
So promote the movie
Oh,
even more.
absolutely. All right.
Yes.
Please come. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, great.
Thank you so much
Thank you
for
so much.
joining
Okay,
us
have a great
today.
weekend.
Yeah,
Okay,
you do
see you
the same.
soon.
Okay.